Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. I am Hierophilos, here with one half of Team Super Sledge, it's Super Luigi. We're here ready for an Elite 8 matchup between the Upstarts, Dengwu and Garaggly against the Zodiac Braves, Demon Frog, and Shadow Walker. We've got the parties ready, and we are going to get ready to release them here soon. Super Luigi, what are you looking for to happen here tonight?
It's like last match was very interesting. We had Zodiac Braves entering Topher first, but the Upstarts had found the Masmate, which was the key to their victory in the first game. So I am curious to see if the Zodiac Braves are able to pull a win around, or if the Upstarts will get lucky again and win.
Yeah, after last night, you know a little something about brutal Tophers.
Yes, I do.
All right, we've got our runners ready to go, and we are preparing to get them released. All right. Don't forget, fans, we do have one match tomorrow night currently scheduled. It is the aforementioned Super Sledge doing the grudge match. Game 3 against Team Ordeals with it. So don't forget to catch that tomorrow on the Randomania family of networks.
I'm going to be getting my revenge on Kraken 2 tomorrow.
All right, the runners are off, and the first thing we find is a Treasure Cardia Isle right off the bat. So we're going to get some extra money, it looks like, and roll on out here. About an extra $4,000, so that'll help with spells very early. Absolutely beautiful.
I find it interesting that they all went in there to begin instead of just one person from each team, but... Oh, level 1 Fade and level 1 Cure 4. That is amazing.
All right, and we have level 1 Temper, so Fade and Temper are both going to fight each other for the right to be cast by our mages today. Cure 4 is Red Wizard learnable, but we will not have the ability to get it until later, so we'll have to see who all comes back for that. The fighters will benefit from that greatly after promotion, so the tail is going to be very important tonight, Super Luigi.
Yes, it is. And I know a little thing or two about not being able to cast Cure 4 or Life.
Yeah, those red mages are always a risk, but in this seed, it looks like it's going to come out in their favor. They've got access to Fade right off the bat and Cure 4 later, so that's going to help out a lot for the runners that brought red mages for tonight.
And it looks like it's just Team Zodiac Braves with the red mages tonight.
Wow, Garaggly gets up to the Temple of Fiends Vanilla and finds out it's one half of the Titan's Tunnel.
And since they don't have Ruby, that's useless for them for now. They'll note it down, and they might come back for it later, depending on which side it is.
Absolutely. Oh, and we have Dwarf Cave that becomes Gaia.
And it looks like and Victoria became Onrak.
Oh, man, Gaia and Onrak. So our mid-level magic is not coming anytime soon. That's going to be rough. They do, however, find gold bracelets in the armor shop for 50K, so that will be noted and used much later, I assume.
Yeah, that's pretty pricey for gold bracelets, but they are always worth grabbing for your mages if you don't find the shirts or if you're running red mages.
All right, definitely looks like Provoca's going to most likely have, right off the bat, Loose Herb in the Provoca dungeon. There we have our first key item. I would also expect to find either potentially the ship or the canoe here, or possibly the Oxyale to give these runners access to that Onrak dungeon. So we'll have to see what pops up here.
I'd like to remind everyone that this is a round of 8 seed. So as you can see that the towns are also shuffled in, and Garaggly has found the ship in Earth 1.
Ah, the loose ship right off the bat. Very standard opening for these flags. The ship is a very prevalent find early on.
And if you don't find the ship, it's the canoe.
There's our loose herb for Zodiac Braves, and it looks like Shadow's gonna continue the dive. Oh no, he backs out. Gonna make sure he gets that saved, I guess. All right. Dengwu's now over to collect his ship. Getting ready to go here. Ah, and there, Shadow Walker has found that loose ship.
And you can see that he is standing there to give time for it to be uploaded to the server, and he's either going to continue walking around or he's going to reset out.
With the fact that this was the northern chest, I wouldn't be surprised that he resets out after the ship progresses, simply because he's walked all that distance where it's wasted movement for him. And that's exactly what happens. He resets out, and now I'll bet he goes south. Oh, no, he's making trap checks.
He's checking zombies, but there is another... and gargoyles. Okay, those are both bad.
Yeah, those are terrible trap tiles for there. No good grind spot there. We'll have to continue looking. And while Zodiac Braves is making this set of dives, the Upstarts have decided that they are just going to go explore the world immediately. And there we have a vanilla Elflin, so we'll have to check some major amount of spells here.
Level 3 fast, that's a good find for those black mages, and the red mages as well can learn that.
Wow, that's level 1 temper and level 3 fast. So as long as we can get our fighters up and going, that will be very good for later. And there is exit available in White Magic. So we now have a way out of our dives. That's phenomenal information for the Upstarts.
The exit is a very useful skill to have. As a skill, I meant magic. It's very useful magic to have because these dungeons can go on for a very long time. It is a really good thing to have an instant way out.
Yes, with floor and entrance shuffle on, all of the floors from the various dungeons can all end up in one location other than the very end floors. Those have to be spread over the various entrances. So you can have a dungeon that ends up 12, 14, 15 levels deep, and if you don't have a way out of there, you're not going to be able to walk your way back out. So if you found a lot of items down there, gear-wise, it can really hurt you. So that exit spell is lovely to have for these runners.
And I saw the other entrance of Titan's Tunnel was found at Elflin Castle, so the Upstarts know where both exits for that are.
Yes, that means that we will not have progression locked behind something like the transport for Titan's Tunnel. The one thing interesting that can happen there is the second entrance to Titans can end up somewhere like the Cardia Double, and you can actually have to go through Titan's Tunnel to find your progression. Something like the floater hidden up there. That can be very unnerving for runners that aren't familiar with it.
Also, I'd like to point out for that this flag set right here, there's random treasures. It's not shuffled, it's random, so you can find more than 3 ribbons, less than 3 ribbons, multiple Vorpals or Excals, or none at all. It's really up in the air for what you can find in here.
That is one of the reasons we do have the incentivized Mosmune to give our runners access to one endgame weapon, since there is that little bit of randomness involved in these flags. Now, with the treasure settings as they are, most of the time you're going to find more gear than normal, but it depends what gear you find. I've seen seeds with 3 dragon armors and no ribbons. I've seen 5 ribbons but no Vorpals, no Excals. I've seen all kinds of stuff in these flags, so I can't wait to see how that goes later on.
Yeah, that adds one level of variability that we don't see that we didn't see in the week 1 flags.
Absolutely, and we'll have to see. We definitely will get to see here, just like we did in the first seed for these two teams, who makes up their mind that they've got enough gear to go and who searches out more. That Mosmune incentivized came out to be the difference because there was no Vorpal available.
Yeah, that's very true. The lack of a Vorpal hurts a lot because the Excal tends to fall off.
Wow, that shark hits very hard on Dengwu's side and knocks that fighter out while he's trying to check all the chests in the Volcano Armory, which we found very early in this seed.
And it looks The palette is green, and so I believe that is Marsh Cave.
All right, and Greggly Puff is headed to Northwest Castle and enters and finds the waterfall. So we will have another key item here momentarily. Looks like Demon Frog found a Whiz Mummy pack there and knocked it out on his way through the waterfall. So we are really rolling through things here.
I just saw out of bounds bats on Demon Frog. This run has been blessed.
Oh, we've now validated the run. That's good to know. Looks like Demon Frog is having a bit of a rough time here. He's down to just his mages, but the Fade gets off and the Whiz Mummies are down. So he's made it through the nasty part of that trap tile there.
And the robot has the tail. And the
All
tail
right.
is a very important item to have in these seeds, just due to the variability of items that you can find.
That will definitely give us access to some more gear, some more spells, all kinds of important stuff here. And there, Dengwu has cleared out below the armory, and we find out it's Cardia Treasure, and that room can be closed off.
So Danewu is going to go finish checking the armory, or he's just going back to grab all the money that was there. And I believe the trap tile here in the armory was a blue dragon. And that is a decent tile to grind. But it's early, and it might be pretty hard to kill at this point, so Danewu might come back for it, but I don't think he will.
Yeah, the blue D is a little high, especially with the potential for the enemies to roll up to that 250% level. That's pretty risky. But on Demon Frog's side, he's entered Melmund, and it morphed itself into the Land of the Pirates Provoca. So we're going to have Bicky and our level 2 magic check here. They are really rolling in early magic. That's Elfland, Provoca, and Canaria Castle for the first 4 levels of magic, all before they exit the Intercontinent, basically. So that is wonderful news for these guys.
And Bicky has the chime. Shadowwalker has got there before and got into an encounter with the pirates before Demon Frog got there, but Demon Frog got a better turn order. And he did not grab the chime from him. That is good communication. I usually end up talking to him after I beat him, even though we have the item.
Yep, that becomes habit for most people, I know, because you're just so used to doing it. All right, they've got the information on the pro rings in Provoca. Find out there's not much for weaponry, but there is Ice 2 and Fire 2 in the black magic, so we do have some more elemental spells for our black mages. And the white magic...
We got first slot life. The red
life
can learn that.
Yes, that's the knight will have life, the red mages will have life, and they've got Invis and Cure 3. So that is going to give that knight the ability to protect himself a little bit. Not as good as Ruse, but he's still got some protection. Make that Kraken 2 fight a little easier, things like that, you know.
And I know all about hard Kraken 2 fights. I'm still upset about that.
Well, you've got your chance tomorrow night on the Randomania Family of Networks. Game 3, you can take some revenge. But there, Shadowwalker finds that Earth Cave holds castle ordeals. Not incentivized in this flag set, but still a fair number of treasure chests up there, 8 in total, and a couple of trap tiles that they could check for leveling possibilities. So we'll have to see what they do there.
Shadowwalker reset out, probably due to him not wanting to do it and wanted to check what Science East is. And he's currently ran into the always unrunnable with Sahag Arsahag pack.
Yep, this is the flip side of the pirate fight, which forces it always to be unrunnable because you cannot run from the pirates due to the key item location. All right. There's Greggly Puff making that check of the Giant's Hall in Earth Cave to find out the trap tile information. He's going to be sorely depressed when he gets there. All right, Shadow making a dive and finds Lich. We have our potential first orb lit at about the 14-minute mark. With those fades and that Fire 2 find, he should have a pretty good opportunity here to take Lich down.
And he should be able to take Lich down, because Lich is usually a pushover, and Fade and Fire 2 should get the job done.
Yep, Shadow Walker begins disrespecting Lich, and Lich casts Fire 2 back at him. Lich says, I can play this game.
And Ted holding on with 1 health.
Oh, wow. Lich is not going to be easy. Lich rolled fairly good HP here, and the Fades are not doing work. But the third one does the work and does take Lich down. All right, so our first orb is lit at the 14-minute mark for Zodiac Braves.
I'm sure they're very happy that they got the first Fiend out of the way this early on.
Oh, absolutely. Making sure that they don't have to come back to take her out because they didn't have good spells or something makes that very simple to do. So that's great information there. Demon Frog having a little trouble. That was Brack from, I believe, the Paralisks. So Paralisks are perilous today.
To answer the question in the chat for anything crazy yet, we haven't seen anything too crazy yet.
Oh, I don't know. The Fade and Cure 4 at level 1 was pretty crazy.
Well, I inferred crazy as in crazy bad, not crazy good.
Oh, well, in that case, yeah, nothing terrible yet.
Shadow Walker is making his way through Ordeal's maze here.
Yep, that long slog that is Ordeals without the warp spell. Oh, and Argoyles with Cure 4.
And that is a great thing to find, because that means no Fiends will have Cure 4.
Oh, but the Hyenas have Cremate. That's a brutal find. That will make several places in... Oh, my.
Oh, Stone Poison. That's too bad for Shadow Walker. He wipes to them.
Wow, that's Stone Poison backed by Cremate. That is a brutal thing for an early game. Because we don't have any ribbons yet, folks. That's... Ouch.
And yes, that is something crazy bad.
Yes, I think that would qualify at the 16-minute mark as crazy bad. Wow, that's going to be painful. But Shadow is back in and has found his way through nicely with the notes he took on the first trip through. Right through the trap, right through the portal tiles, and right onto the staircase. That's very good travel.
These mummies are giving him the business with that preemptive strike they got.
All right.
But however, they're easily falling down to Fire 2. That Wiz Mummy was probably going to hang on, and it did. But it's dead now. And
yeah. Fade from the Red Mage cures everything.
And I see Shadow Walker believes in picking up pure potions.
Oh, yes. Poison Touch is prevalent enough, especially early game, that the pure potions can be a major thing as long as you can find that little bit of gold to get you through. If you don't find that one treasure early to get you some money, though, the pure potions can definitely be something a lot of people will skip, sometimes to their detriment.
I know that very well, and so does chat. And Shadow Walker has found a heal staff. The heal 1 staff. It's not crazy good, but it comes in handy in a pinch.
And the zombie Ds fall in their vanilla trap tile.
And this is a pretty good trap tile to do, but they seem to be pretty bulky, so I retract that statement.
Yeah, that's at least 350 HP there on the zombie Ds. That is not going to be a fun trap tile to take. Wow, make that 400. Wow, that's almost 500 HP on the zombie Ds.
And Demon Frog has found the canoe in Canaria Castle.
Ah, big find right there. Very big find. That will open up several things, including access to the Ryukon Desert when we find the floater.
Thank you, Falconic, for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs of Randomania.
Absolutely, Falconic, the creator of this tournament. That is great work there from Falconic.
Yeah, and it seems like you just got a sub, Hyro.
Oh, hey, all right. That works great.
Now you have access to the great emotes that this channel has.
All
You've
right.
got Max plus Pi who's talking in the chat. He's got one Jeffy who likes to watch, and is almost prophetic bracket making, even though it looks very suspiciously similar to mine. You got Mr. Frassetti, one half of Team Poison sound effects, and Fear, who likes to track for us every once in a while.
Yes, Thier working his way up to becoming the next Danny of the tracking. In here a bunch lately.
Yeah, I have yet to do tracking for the co-op tournament, but I'm hoping to be able to do that more often soon. I saw Wall at level 6, Ice 3 and Warp Lit 3 as well. Black Magic is stacked at level 6.
Yep, but the warp is locked to the black mages, so those red mages are not going to have access to that warp. With exit already found, not probably going to be too big of a deal, but it could be if you need to dive Ice Cave quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there we...
Mute Sword.
The defense sword has definitely downgraded. It goes from a ruse sword to a mute sword. Oofta. That's not helpful. Alright, Demon is heading up, it looks like maybe to Ice Cave, and Shadow Walker has found the dwarves in Onrak. So Vanilla Onrak has been dug out to become the Dwarf Cave.
And that is a very good find, because you've got 2 key item turns in theirs. Dangwoo has just found Lich, so he's going to go beat up Lich. Poor Lich, he's getting beat up. He gets beat up all the time.
Looks like we have one of the sky floors. Looks like Sky 1 in the volcano there. So Demon Frog clearing that out quickly.
And he found the Sun Sword, which is the second best sword that the fire can swing at the moment.
Oh, and Shadow Walker has found the Bridge of Destiny and one of our other interesting flags to date, the Required Warmech.
It looks like Shadow Walker is going to take some fights on the Bridge of Destiny while he's here.
With all those fades, I can definitely see the logic behind this. If he gets some levels out of it, especially if things like the mages and the nachos rolled low HP, this could be a very efficient grind for this early on in the game. Looks like Gregory Puff, wow, made a huge move going over to the Mirage Tower, but it looks like he's noping back out of there. Not necessary for him today.
I'm seeing a message saying that Gregory found the Oxy Ale.
Ooh, that could be massive if the floater is hidden in the Onrak dungeon that used to be Sea Shrine.
And it looks like Demon Frog is also planning on grinding in Sky 1. The Sky floors are really good for grinding.
Yeah, really especially if you hit that fade or that nuke, because of the fact that non-elemental high damage spell gives you so much access to good XP if you can find enemies that did not roll large-scale HP on their rolls. That is definitely a great thing to find.
And Demon Frog has found the crystal inside of this... and there's a Ruse Gauntlet, too, inside of this Karya Isle.
Oh, wow, the Ruse Gauntlet. That will be massive for later. That will help the fighter out a lot. All right.
It sure will.
It looks like Dengwu is making the play. I think he's headed back for Onrak to see what is in that Sea Shrine. This could be huge.
This could be huge for Dengwu.
If this becomes the floater, because based on Shadow Walker and Demon Frog's routing, I think the Mirage Tower is the last place they will check, because that is one of the very furthest out of the way locations that you can get with open progression on, because open progression adds that dock south of Mirage Tower. So if it leads to that floater, we could see a massive lead for the Upstarts once they get in the air.
Okay, Danewu has fed the Titan, and Gregory Puff has just found the canoe. And there's a loose slab here in the Titan's tunnel. Warmech attempts. Shadow Walker is taking on Warmech. He's going to see what he has, and it looks like Warmech has death.
Yes, at these levels with no ribbons, Warmech with a spell list is just going to crush you. And that looks like exactly what Warmech's going to do. Just laugh at him and kill him quickly. Wow.
SVJ coming in with a raid of 7 people. Thank you, SVJ.
All right, SVJ with a raid. Let's welcome in SVJ's stream. We are currently in Game 2 of this Elite 8 matchup of the co-op tournament between the Upstarts and the Zodiac Braves.
So Danewu is backing out to safe before he goes in to check the Sea Shrine dungeon. Is he going to talk to Cope? I don't know if he's going to talk with Cope. I want him to talk with Cope. He's thinking about it.
I wonder if Dengwu's taking some notes or preparing some information there based on what Gregley just found. And it is the Rod Block, which is our one incentive location for this week's flag set. So
it could be Lazy Rod, it could be the Floater, it could be one of the very many incentivized items such as the Mazmoon. Shadow Walker has found a Temple of Fiends and picked up the crown. Not quite sure where that is.
All right, so we have the loose crown, plus we'll have the... Oh my, a cat claw, so we can have Black Mage attack strats. Ha ha ha.
Hangry Canuck would be very proud of that.
All right. Dengwu is clearing out Earth 3 completely before finding the incentive. Shadow Walker has found a loose crown in Temple of Fiends and will now rescue the princess, which will lead to another key item. So we've got multiple places with incentive items that could be the floater that we are desperately hunting for right now.
And Temple of Fiends is in Temple of Ordeals. And Danewu has just found a wall sword. That is very good item. The wall.
And we have a nuke shirt. The elf prince and the elf doctor landed vanilla, and the elf prince was wearing a nuke shirt.
It seems like I gave them a free seed. I apologize, everyone.
Well, that is level 1 Fade, Red Mage Learnable, and a nuke shirt.
Yeah,
I've got a question, Super Luigi. Did you have an appointment in like 45 minutes? I didn't realize we were this short on time.
No, I don't have an appointment. Well, like I said in the chat when the Falconic asked me to roll to see it, I said it was either going to be gold or it was going to be poop.
So coal in your stocking or an overflowing stocking of gifts, that's what you're telling me?
Yeah.
All right. Shadow Walker talks to the king for the canoe again. And we have a vanilla loot. Are you sure you randomized this, Super Luigi? I'm seeing lots of stuff that made this real simple and very vanilla.
Now, Gregory Puff is going to be handing in the Herb and getting his nuke shirt. Easy seed.
This is very, very convenient, though. If that elf doctor had been elsewhere, it would be much more difficult for our runners to get a hold of that nuke shirt, because the herb turn-in is one of our few incentivized pieces that does not transfer to the co-op teammates. So having it all in one location makes things very nice for our runners. They know that they can just get there and turn it in. And
the floater.
Wow.
So they would pick up the floater. So that means that Gregory Puff is going to just beeline straight to the desert to pick up the airship.
Oh my, this is going to be a very difficult thing for Shadow Walker and Demon Frog. that floater was only accessible by going to the Mirage Tower in the ship to find the Oxyale to unlock the On-Rack Sea Shrine dungeon. So if they don't go to Mirage Tower for a while and spend time clearing out every place else, they are going to be a long time getting to that floater. Ooh.
And Gregory Puff is in the air at about the 29-minute mark.
And finds Melmond in Gaia. So, Melmond has been found. We'll have to see whether it's Dr. Unv. Wow, you didn't mix anybody up. All three of our NPCs that can be shuffled are all vanilla.
So now all they've got to do is find Lefane and turn in that slab to see what they get. It might be the Mazmoon.
Yep, and we also know that Bahamut will be in his vanilla location, so we'll have to see how long it takes our runners to find Bahamut, because they already have the tail, and they're all ready for that promotion.
I saw level 5 Life 2 in the second slot, and Life 2 is learnable by Red Wizards. Wow, I wish I was running this seed.
Wow, and Brack is Red Wizard learnable as well at the second slot of the Black Magic. So that's Life and Life 2 available, Cure 4 available after promotion, Fade available. About the only thing you didn't hand them was Nuke, and then you gave them a Nuke shirt, Super Luigi.
I guess I was feeling nice today.
After the Topher you ran into last night, I did not figure you for the one that was going to roll the polite seed today, but I was wrong.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, when I roll seeds, it's either really nice or really terrible, and there's nothing in between.
All right. Dengwu taking care of the airship and checking all of the hidden locations on the Earth continent, Sarda, and Titan's West. Gregory, meanwhile, has checked Gaia and is now headed for Vanilla Lefane. So we'll have to see what we get here. Max Plus Pi noting, Red Mage is an excellent choice this seed. Yes, with the magic we have found available and the item magic we have found available, that is definitely the truth, because we have found Ruse on a gauntlet, we have found Life and Life 2 and everything else, and Dengwu finds Bahamut. So the Upstarts know where their promotion is.
And it doesn't seem like they have any gear that they can use. He's going to be equipping the wall sword, which is the best weapon they had there.
All right, and Shadow Walker has made the play. He went to the Mirage Tower and has found his Oxyale and had the money to buy it. I am a little surprised with the price tag on it and how little gold he had left over. He's not resetting out of it. I am very surprised by that.
And that would be very humorous if the wall sword was added to actually be a wall being swung.
And there's our mute sword once again.
Unfortunately, not as useful as the wall sword.
And there was the reset out I was expecting. So Shadow has saved himself the money so he can now buy Pro Capes available in the armor shop at Crescent Lake. Wow, Dengwu is clearing out Sky 2 now, and Gregory Puff has found Carrie, and it looks like we're going to have a Carrie fight. Getting that nuke shirt in place, moving that Ruse gauntlet. Here we go, folks. Our second fiend of the evening.
Second fiend for the Upstarts this evening. Because they both have one orb. This is to get the second orb, and for the Upstarts to take the lead.
Oh,
which
and
I believe
Carrie paralyzes the fighter.
I believe the Demons just find the eye tile, or is this just the sky floor?
He was in Sky 2, so I would guess this is just a normal fight.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. Oh, and Quad X from Gregory Puff takes Carrie down.
That is 2 orbs for the Upstarts. They're in the lead. The Quad X kill is very nice. I know a team that would appreciate that.
Right. Now, the biggest question is going to be, how long does it take Shadow Water and Shadow Walker and Demon Frog to go back and take the Sea Shrine dungeon and clear it. Because that's what they need to be doing right now. And Demon Frog is in there. All right. Looking good. If they time this right, Demon Frog may be able to give Shadow Walker the information that he can go straight to... Nope, looks like Shadow is headed back. Oh my, he's headed back for the Bridge of Destiny. Is this a grind or another War Mech attempt? That nuke shirt may have him believing he can take War Mech this time. We'll have to see.
I do fully believe that Shadow Walker fully intends to take the War Mech fight, but what if it's before or after grind? We'll just have to see.
Yep, Demon Frog about to get his floater information as soon as this vampire dies. Wriggly Puff done in Sarda's cave and headed for Titan's West.
And Wriggly Puff is coming here because there's an actual weapon in here. It's
There's
the Excalibur,
the Excal.
which will work for them until they get the Mazmoon.
Yep, definitely going to be hunting that. Plus, he can take care of his promotion here at the same time. So this is double good. He gets his weapon and his promotion to wield that weapon. All right, and Shadow Walker, with the information he just got, is noping out and headed back for the Ryukon Desert. Wants to get in the air immediately. All right, looks like Dengwu is clearing up his promotion buys, getting that fighter his Cure 4 spell, probably his Fade spell, and getting ready to go here.
And it seems... okay, I thought Dengwu was going to pick up a set of opal armor for his knight, but he has decided not to. And Keo here in chat makes a good point that the Excal drops off hard against Chaos. So the Excal is going to be able to carry them up to Temple of Fiends.
Yep, and these two teams know exactly how hard that Excal drops off at Chaos. That was the deciding factor of our match Monday night between these two that let the Upstarts get the Game 1 victory and be up 1-0 in this best of 3. All right, there's our airship grab. Demon Frog heading that direction to also pick it up. One of the few things we have not seen yet, I do not believe we have seen Lefane. So it is probably going to be in the Cardia Isles, it looks like.
We have not seen Lefane. The Upstarts have translated their slab. I believe Shadow Walker has translated the slab because he was just in Malmond.
I don't think he did. I don't think they have the slab. I don't think they've gone back to Titan.
Oh yeah, they haven't gone back to Titan, but they know where Melmond is. But I don't know if he's checked if Dr. Hoon is there.
Oh, and there we have C-Split.
Oh, the bane of my existence. C-Split. So generally, whenever I see a split, one side is going to end immediately, while the other end goes on forever.
Yeah. Yep. The one I actually run into that I dislike more than that is when one split leads to the other split. You get Marsh split that leads to C split, or C split that leads to Marsh split, because that makes you have to dive the same location for so long to get everything dug out of there.
Yeah, that's something that happens quite often for me as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if it happens quite often with the flank sets that we have in place.
All right. Looks like Shadow has decided to just do the Cardia Isles right off the bat here. While Gregory Puff and Dengwu seem to be backtracking their steps and trying to pick up lots of gear here. They must be going to attempt to get into go mode and just go and never have to stop and shop again.
And Dengwu picked up level 7 Fog 2 on his white wizards. which can come in handy. I saw Gregory Puff just picked up a harm shirt, which is probably the black shirt.
It is the black shirt, as it has already been equipped to one of the promoted black mages in his party.
It's a pretty good piece of equipment. Too bad that it didn't roll a good magic to go with it.
Yes, and the nuke shirt being on the white shirt actually creates a little bit of a dilemma there, because it's great armor for the white mage, but where the white mage already has a low-level fade, the white mage doesn't really need to be able to use it. So we'll have to see who equips the white shirt to their white mage and who puts it on another character to make use of that nuke in a more efficient fashion.
And we could probably see if the white wizard goes down that they will probably move the shirt onto one of their black wizards. However, that's unlikely considering that they have two life casters and one of them is the knight.
Yeah, a knight with life makes the white wizard going down for any lengthy period of time fairly unlikely, in my opinion.
And that's something I'm not used to having. Demon Frog has found Bahamut and promoted.
And Gregory Puff has found the information that the princess gave us a vanilla item, the loot, just like normal.
And it looks like giants have stone touch in this seed, so that's terrible.
Wow, especially since the one thing we have not seen yet in any fact is a ribbon.
This could be one of those very rare seeds where there is 0 ribbons.
Yes, this is the one thing that requires a lot of decision making on the fly. There is the possibility, as we discussed earlier, of some of the items you would get normally never appearing with randomized treasures.
And Lyra is right. They have the wall sword. They could use it to temporarily give somebody the effects of a ribbon.
Yes, but one wall sword is going to take a lot more time to prepare yourself than if you just had 2 or 3 ribbons.
Danewu has found mermaids.
That's a very treasure-rich location. Maybe we'll find our first ribbon of the seed here.
And Shadow Walker has found Sara, and Sara gave him a Lit 3 gauntlet, which is a very good spell to have on a piece of equipment. It's not nuke or fade, but it comes in handy. It is one of the best spells to be able to have on a piece of equipment for damage.
Yeah, tier 3 magic is definitely a good thing to find, because not everything can roll nuke.
Or fade, like last night. Because there was a fade sword and a nuke shirt last night. That was great. And
All right, Shadow Walker now backing out to the Earth continent and working in tandem with Demon Frog to clear what remains of the Earth continent.
And Danewu has found another harm shirt inside of mermaids. So that's some armor for Asher there.
Kyodishin asking about anything being on Pirates. Pirates were required progression tonight. They gave the Chime, which opened up Mirage Tower, which was Crescent Lake, which had our vendor item, the Oxyale, which led to the floater. So we had a real convoluted route to get to our airship today.
Gregory Puff has pulled Warmick and is attempting to kill. I believe Gregory Puff has a decent chance of killing Warmick with the nuke shirt and the ruse gauntlet, as well as tempers on the black mages.
Looks like some indecision there. He thought about a Cure 4, but that nuke shirt on the white mage took priority over the Cure 4, it appears. All right, the ruses are doing their job. Warmech does not hit very hard on the knight there, so that helped out a lot. He's going back and uses a Cure 3 on the knight. Decides he doesn't need the Cure 4. There's the third ruse gauntlet, so the knight is fully buffed for evasion now. He'll be able to start swinging with 5 tempers on him at this point. There's the 6th. Oh, and a critical hit still knocks the knight out.
Ooh, Warmick not pulling any punches tonight.
No, he
Greg-
threw a right cross and knocked the knight out. Wow.
And now Grigglypuff is having some indecision. And he has to reset because the white mage died.
Yep. No access to nuke after that, so a reset it is. So Warmech appears to have rolled a heck of a lot of critical hit. First swing after max evade was an instant crit and an instant kill on a knight. So we are definitely looking at a brutal Warmech this evening, it looks like.
I hope everyone's just as excited as I am about the fact that this Warmech is not taking any prisoners.
And there's Dengwu with the Mazmune. Switches over to it, and away he goes.
Did he find that loose in the chest?
It looks like he found it loose, in the Agama floor, as a matter of fact.
So he's got one of the best weapons in the game. Its only competition is the Vorpal, but as we saw in the last match between these two, Vorpal did not exist. So you're going to have to use the Mazmune whether you like it or not.
And so far, it looks like no Vorpal exists in this seed, and no ribbons exist in this seed so far, so I don't know what's going to go on.
I can't always be nice, you know.
Oh, yeah, without ribbons, this could be a very difficult seed if the Fiends in the Temple of Fiends Revisited roll some nasty stuff, because without the protection, you're going to have to get a lot of levels to be safe in there. Whew! These randomized treasure flags are going to make people adjust a lot on the fly here if they get the wrong rolls for their items.
I think that they all would take another wall sword if they could not find any ribbons. We have two people casting wall. That is much better than just one person casting wall.
Yeah, one person with a wall cast, especially since the Ruse Gauntlet is almost guaranteed to be on the knight, meaning that several of our runners are going to have that wall sword on a fairly squishy character, be it a black mage, be it a white mage, etc. There's Warmech getting a little spell happy, but 4 hits and 753 damage, and Gregley takes down Warmech with 3 characters still alive. That's going to be 5 levels, it looks like. Oh, 6 levels on each of those 3 characters.
That is a lot of levels. Gregley is probably very happy that the knight was one of them to get those levels.
Now, here's the question, Super Luigi. In this particular case, where you're only level 23 and you have no ribbons, do you exit out and save the progress with the Warmech kill, or do you just go for Tiamat and try to make it work?
Seeing as the bridge wasn't too far in, I would definitely exit and save.
And Gregley makes that exact decision. He exits out, he saves, and he's diving right back in for the Tia fight.
And the bridge is a pretty good place to gain experience as well. So you can walk back up there, take a few fights before he fights Tiamat, and he should be a couple levels higher.
Yes, definitely. It appears off the hard reset that those fighters that only rolled about 150 HP are right there on the first step of the Bridge of Destiny. So that's a really great fight to find, knowing that one nuke shirt, you kill both fighters, and you're looking at 3,000 or 4,000 XP for every character. That's a great find.
The fighters and mage packs are underrated in terms of like grinding. They don't get grinded very often, mainly because there's only one trap tile in the game that has the mages. And there are better trap tiles, but when I find mages and fighters, I like to kill them because they give a nice chunk of experience. Same with the Red Hydra pack that Damu has pulled. But Tiamat
is not... Yeah, Tiamat not being helpful today. Both, 7 hits, 512 on the white mage.
Yeah, Tiamat has taken no prisoners tonight. And rolled a very high accuracy. Tiamat is hitting that fire every
look
single
at that!
turn.
Look at that! Gregley Puff has Tiamat in a crit loop, Every attack that Tiamat did exactly the same damage, and every swing that Gregglypuff did with that fighter did exactly the same damage. That is one very unusual thing, folks. It's very difficult to do, but if you get it done, you can guarantee exactly what's going to happen both on your attack and on your enemy's attack by holding A.
Gregglypuff definitely took a gamble there for having Tia crit him in the loop there.
Yeah, he was able to do it though because he knew the crit was less than 100 damage, so he could take advantage of the crit loop when he found it. That is a monster move because he knew he was getting 400 damage a swing, and he knew he could take Tia out even at 250% before Tia could get him killed. That is phenomenal finding on the crit loop.
And Gregglypuff has found Lefane, so we're going to see what this...
I'm expecting this to be... Oh, it's the Mosmune. Yes. That was the... Dengwu, I thought, found it later, but he apparently just had not equipped it for quite some time there. I missed the find of it, but caught him equipping it. He must have just ignored the equipment for quite a period of time right there. That's very unusual.
Yeah, the Mazza is very good. It's a lot stronger than the Sun Sword they had.
Yes, now the question becomes, our runners have two things left to find. The Upstarts need to find Kraken, and they need to find the key. That is what we're down to hunting. Now, the key could be hidden in numerous locations yet. It could be loose very easily, and we have not found numerous things like the rod, the adamant, the TNT, which all could lead us to either a direct turn-in or to a dungeon that leads us into that key. So they are down to hunting very specific things at this point in time. On the other side, Zodiac Braves are still looking for multiple orbs, and they are still short several other items, including the aforementioned adamant and rod. So we'll have to see how that goes there.
MG Weirdo in the chat pointed out where TNT was. That Zodiac Braves found. Probably while we weren't paying attention. Probably while Tiamat or Warmech was going on. Yeah.
Yep, Braves have it, but that's one of the things that has the potential, at least, to lead to what the Upstarts need to finish the game. Because, and as we're speaking of it, Dengwu has found the TNT in the bottom section of Earth 2. At the same time, Shadow is turning it in.
Gregglypuff has found a ribbon in the greater than less than room.
Oh, hallelujah, we have a ribbon. My goodness. And a temper hammer.
A temper hammer.
As if we didn't have enough tempers, we now have another temper item.
That is a very good find that allows one of the mages to save casts of temper for later on.
Okay, my goodness. That means we've had a nuke shirt, a ruse gauntlet, a temper hammer. About the only thing you haven't given them is some way to cast a fast spell with an item. My goodness. What a set of item magic they have rolled. And there's a ribbon in the Frost D section of Ice Cave. So we have a ribbon find. So that is at least 2 ribbons for our runners if they can dig them out.
Astos has given Dengwu the key. All they need to do now is find Kraken, and they are good to go.
All right, so that becomes the question. Where is Kraken going to be? Behind the Q block? Behind the rod block? Somewhere they haven't found yet. We could see some real issues here because Team Zodiac Braves has that cube. And they have the information on another ribbon, but the Upstarts have more fiend kills.
Shadow Walker is finding Warmech, though, while Dengwu is checking trap tiles instead of Astos' capsule.
And Demon Frog finds the adamant at the same time, so we now have another dwarfen turn-in to take care of.
Tamu has found a marsh bottom, but the locked chest is not incentivized in this week's flags.
It is not, but that doesn't mean it can't hold something. We do have 8 potential loose items that could be important. So just because one is missing, just because one is not incentivized doesn't mean you don't need to check those locations.
Shadow Walker has killed Warmech, and as Falconic is noted in chat, it was a pushover for him. And Demon Frog is grinding on Red Dragon tile. That is a good tile to grind on. Danwu has found the Slime tile, which is a very good tile to have.
Oh wow, that will become a question of how much HP do the slimes have?
Is one cast of Nuke or Fae going to be enough? It looks like they rolled decently high. They rolled really high.
Yeah, it looks like they're about 240 to 260 HP on those. But with Fades in the Nuke shirt, he's still going to be able to get a fair amount of levels out of it.
And Tiamat is giving Shadow Walker the business.
Oh no!
Fortunately, the knight is dead, and there goes Bill. He has to reset out. He is leaving. He will come back later. Well,
oh no, and he did not save that Warmech fight either, did he?
I don't think he did, but he's turning into adamant. It's the rod. So what I think we're going to see here is that when Demon Frog is done his grind of the Red Dragon, that he might go there, but it looks like Shadow Walker is going back to Tiamat.
With the clearing I have seen, this seed looks like it may be one of the most unusual floor setups that I've ever seen. I think we're going to have a case where the rod block leads to the cube block, which leads to Kraken. So it is going to require all of the access items to get down there.
It very well could be. Gregory Puff is just picking up his Lit 3 gauntlet from Sorrow. We saw that earlier, I believe. Because we definitely saw Lit 3 gauntlet earlier.
Yep, looks like that, and Shadow Walker is back to take a new crack at Warmech. We'll see if it's as polite to him this time as it was last time. Low roll on the first fade, even lower roll on the second fade, and a bad roll on the nuke. That's harsh, to put it mildly. Wow.
Demon Frog has gotten the key for them, so they have to still take out Carrie, if they still have to take out Tiamat, and they have to find Kraken. And the Knight's down on Warmech, and so that Red Mage and that Black Mage are going to get all those levels, which, quite frankly, is not as useful as levels on that Knight.
Yeah, with the life spell accessible for the Knight, I'd have definitely wanted those levels on the Knight, especially since we would get additional spell charges on that Knight to give us more access to our life spell on him. So yeah, that's a rough find right there.
So Shadow Walker has taken the exit out to save after that Warmech. And he's going to go back to try carry again. Danewu is still grinding on those slimes. I believe Gregory Puff went to the bathroom there because he was paused for a while.
Might have been trying to check to see if they could figure out where Kraken is, because that is really the only thing that they do not know of. And the problem is going to be that the Adamant is buried in Ice Cave in an unincentivized dungeon, and they have not found it yet.
That is very true. And Gregory Puff is just arrived on the scene of the Q block.
He's found that Q block.
And he's found an Agama tile there. As anyone who's watched the spring tournament could tell you, Agama tile is a good tile to grind on. However, I don't think he's going to be grinding it, as he wants to dive and he wants to find Kraken and he wants to kill Kraken.
Alright, there is Earth 4. Now, I want to ask you, Super Luigi, after the issues you guys had last night, and with the need to get fighter levels, would you have saved that Warmech fight where the fighter had died?
No, I would have went to Tiamat right after that one. And if I died again, then I would try Warmech again. But if I beat Tiamat, then I would just continue on.
Aha. Make it kind of an if-and thing. If Tia dies, then you accept it, and if he doesn't, then you reset out to try and get the fighter levels.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, the fighter not getting those levels, especially where they promoted, a little later than most runners like to promote, leads me to think that I'd have really loved to have just taken those extra levels on that fighter and make sure I had enough life charges on him.
As Lyra mentions in chat, with all the temper around, it's just levels that matter. They don't really need to find any other weapons. Like Dragon Armor, Aegis Shields would be very nice pickups for the Knights, but not necessary. Tiny Fairy is giving out the Opal Bracelet, which would be nice on the bottom. On one of those mages, probably the bottom one there for Dainwu. No, top one.
Dangwu making one of the decisions I talked about earlier, putting the Opal Bracelet on the white mage and taking that white shirt, which has become the nuke shirt, and moving it down to one of the mages that does not have access to Fade. That will give him much more killing power as he goes through taking trash fights, especially if we find some nasty unrunnables in Temple of Fiends.
Yeah, it's a favorite strategy of mine is if I have a magic item that does AoE damage and does a lot of it, I will prioritize using that over running on that character.
Yeah, especially with the high level ability that we have with these flags at the 4.0 times XP, just the trash fights can really be beneficial if you happen to find something like a double nuke chaos or a double nuclear swirl Tiamat, something that can really negate your safety ability with just pure outstanding damage.
Dainwu is going to be turning in the TNT, and he's going to be picking up his item. I don't recall what it is.
This is actually potentially very good timing. That's going to be the Temper Hammer, and if he doesn't go too fast getting out of here, Gregley could find the Adamant and allow him direct access into that last item, the Rod, that we think is going to lead to Kraken Floor.
And Gregley is currently grinding on that red dragon that Demon Frog has been, so he might be there for a while.
Oh, that's going to potentially allow Dangwu to get out of here and be gone and then have to turn around. So that's going to actually end up costing them some time, but they don't know it yet.
Yeah, so the Upstarts are still looking for Kraken. Zodiac Braves are catching up during this time.
Yes, they have the Kraken Floor. The Zodiac Braves have found Kraken.
They have found Kraken. We saw Carrie earlier. I frankly do not remember where that is.
Let me check here.
Oh, and Kraken kills the Knights. I didn't see if that was one shot or two, but...
Well, most likely like 10 swings and a whole lot of damage, but wow. Oh, that's 11 hits for 700 damage.
Ooh. Kraken's not playing tonight. Shadowwalker still has a chance with the... He's doing the Quad X. Kraken is dead. The turn order smiled on Shadowwalker. The water orb has been lit.
Yeah, the turn order was very important there because Kraken could have sneezed on that Black Mage and I think he'd have fallen over.
And it seems that a Demon Frog has bound Carrie. So
that is wow.
Have caught up. Dainwu was buying Warmech for experience, but the Zodiac Braves have caught up and have surpassed the Upstarts.
Wow, so the Upstarts in a rough turn of events have not found the adamant yet because they are grinding levels on a red D tile, and the Zodiac Braves have just blown past them. Multiple Fiends down in about a 30-second window, and they are ready for Temple of Fiends now.
It's yet to be seen if they're going to be looking for more items, if they're going to grind, or if they're just going to go to Topher. But
okay, so here we go.
What?
We are walking our way over to the
Topher looking.
the castle of Topher, or the Topher of Ordeals.
And it looks like Shadow Walker is going to go and give it a shot. This might just be an information dive. This could be an information dive, and if he gets lucky, he can take this match right here. And it looks like there's unrunnable gas dragons. These give a whole bunch of experience, and you can find packs of up to 4. In fact, they needed to have their experience decrease, because since we increased their experience rate, we could get an overflow if they didn't do that.
Alright, so Shadow is in for his information dive. Let's see where Demon decides to go grind. Demon looks like he's getting ready to... Maybe he's going to hunt eyes or Gurmadusas? No, he just made an error. He forgot where his grind tile he was aiming for was, I think.
He might be going for red dragons. Again.
All right. Well, it looks like Shadow has checked the validation chests. We're now sure that those hold absolutely bupkis. So now he can begin killing the fiends. We'll have to... Wow, Chimeras and Chimeras also unrunnable. So this Temple of Fiends Revisited is full of unrunnables tonight. Wow.
Like to say hello to Caleb in the chat. He is just joining us. He just made it just in time. Shadow Walker has just entered the Temple of Fiends about a minute or two ago.
Yes, we had entry just after the hour mark. We are about to hit the earth floor, and it looks like Demon Frog is headed back for a grind tile. Looks like he forgot where his grind tile was. He keeps looking for certain things, but he's not finding what he wanted, so I'm not sure what he's looking for. Might be looking for that red D. I'm not sure either of the Zodiac Braves ever found the metal slimes.
No, they haven't. They didn't check.
Wow.
I don't believe they found the marsh bottom and looked in the.
Yeah.
And looked at the wizard tiles if they did.
All right. So I think Dengwu looks like he's going back and checking to see if they missed some chests somewhere, because they haven't found Kraken yet. While Shadow Walker is beginning his dive with the nuke shirt, taking out these mud goals with ease. And we'll have to just take a look and see whether Gregley ever finishes this red D grind and can find that adamant that they're missing.
Yeah, MG Weirdo notes in chat that Dane might be headed for a ribbon. Or maybe not. Yeah. I believe he already had that ribbon.
A Demon Frog going back for some very niche spells. He just picked up Lock from Melmond. While the Black Mage has fallen for Shadow Walker, Lich has actually managed to kill the Light Warrior. I believe we have to test Lich for steroids immediately.
That is weird. Oh, and it looks like Shadow Walker is using the X-Cal, while the Upstarts have the Mazmoon. This seems to be...
Are we gonna have deja vu here, Super Luigi?
It's a possibility.
We saw this Monday night. The Zodiac Braves climbed Topher 7 times between the two runners, and the X-Cal failed them every time. And there's a nuke from Lich! We have a nuking Lich!
That Lich
Oh my!
is packing is very bulky, but also...
Now, it was a very buried nuke. So most of the time with the nuke shirts and the fades, I think our runners are going to be able to avoid that nuke. But that does tell our runners that there is one nuke out of the pool. They do know that we have got one less nuke to worry about coming out somewhere like Chaos or Tia 2.
And it's yet to be seen if Tia 2 is going to be Kraken 3 like it was last night.
All right, and Demon Frog has now saved the princess and then left. Okay, he's saving the Garland kill more than anything, so now that he can go in and dive Temple of Fiends Revisited. And Greggly Puff has decided he's done with the grind. They are finally going to find that adamant. They will be having access to Kraken very soon. And Greggly Puff with a second ribbon information will also be very important.
Mazza was hiding...
Massa was hiding in Lefane. They had to learn to speak Lupa Lupa to pull the Mazmune out of the sword and the stone.
It was Lefane. Unfortunately, Shadow Walker does not seem to have it. He's still swinging around that X-Scout, so I believe it's reason to believe that the Zodiac Braves did not find it, so the
slab was loose, and I believe the slab was loose in Titan's Tunnel, Caleb, and I do not believe they found the ruby, so I do not believe they could have the slab. So yes, they missed 2 loose items, and that was the fetch quest chain that led to the Mazmune. So we are having deja vu once again back to Monday night. These two teams are rehashing the exact set of circumstances from Monday night. There is no Vorpal in the seed. The Mazmune was never found by the Zodiac Braves, and we are climbing Topher. Here we go.
Gregory has just found the adamant. That's what they need in order to find Kraken for them to catch back up.
Yep. That will be the big one. They now can find Kraken and get themselves into the Temple of Fiends Revisited. So here we go.
Looks like Damu is going to go back to the dwarves, which he... because they were going crazy trying to find an item to progress. And there's the rod from the Smithy McBeard sword, as people like to call him.
And no Hooray Dwarf check. I'm depressed. I was really hoping with that last key item we would see the Hooray check.
I don't think anyone talked to the Hooray Dwarf this race.
Yeah, Kraken is defensing himself up. That was an 80-point fade and a 110-point nuke. But 3 for 184 kills him. So, wow. Shadow is through the first 3 Fiends Revisited, and we're headed to Tiamat 2.
So this is our first time seeing Tiamat 2. Gregory Pup just found the wall sword on his way to...
Yep, knew he had to pick that up because Dengwu was the one that dove Earth 3 earlier to find the floater behind the vampire. So
it
that
looks
was
like
very important.
Dengwu is now crying on slimes once again.
Wow, only Tia and Chaos left for Shadow Walker, and the Upstarts are still grinding. So their only hope at this point is that these last 2 Fiends, Tiamat and Chaos, are brutal. Because if not, this looks like we're going to a tied Series 1-1, and we'll have to see what happens in the rubber match of Game 3. Tia doesn't swing that hard, can't even kill a black wizard, or a black mage. So I'm not terribly impressed by Tiamat's attack power today. Rayface Caleb asking about Life and Life 2. We had very early Fade and Cure 4 available to Knight and Red Mages. We also had Life for the Knight and Life 2 for Red Wizards.
So, Puff is about to pull Kraken 1. Demon Frog is fighting Lich 2. And Shadow Walker is fighting Tiamat 2.
All right.
And it seems like Tiamat 2 is having a hard time hitting them now once all those Invis 2 came out. And there's damage poison and the Black Mage goes down. But that's not an issue.
All right. 4 hits for 300, so it looks like we're fairly well tempered up now and ready to go. We got the wall sword off, and the red mage is going to cure for itself. So looks like Shadow should make it through with multiple characters alive and be able to life right back up and be fully prepared for chaos.
It seems like I've rolled a very nice seed for them tonight.
Yes, the item magic especially made this seed very polite. We have a ruse gauntlet, a wall sword. We did have a problem with ribbons until very late in the seed, but we did find 2 ribbons. So it looks like it's just going to come down to the simple fact of, can the fades and the nuke shirts and the X-Cal take out chaos? That looks like what we're banking on here.
Tiamat 2 has a lot of health, so she rolled high on the 100 to 250% scale. Puff has lit the 4th orb. They're good to go to Topher.
Yeah,
Shadow Walker has killed Tia, and he's going onto Chaos. He's not healing. He's not reviving that Black Mage until he gets there, it seems.
Yep, doesn't want to waste the time healing if he was just going to have to bring that Black Mage up again. So waited till he got to the Chaos floor where there are no encounters other than the Fiend himself. And we are getting ready, folks. Here comes our first pull of the night on Chaos. Angwu, meanwhile, continuing to grind on the metal slimes at the 1 hour and 15-minute mark. I'm a little confused on why they're continuing to do that grind when they have go mode all wrapped up.
And as a note, Falconic in the chat has said that the 1 hour, 15-minute mark to pull on Chaos for Stage 2 is insanely fast. I think they've got it. I think Zodiac Braves has got it.
Wow.
Unless Chaos does more mean things like that.
Yeah, Shadow may have just goofed there. I believe he just fasted the red mage instead of the fighter. So I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, and I'm not sure Shadow Walker realizes that he did it. But he used his fast on the bottom red mage. And he is not fasting again, so I don't think he realizes it. He has not fasted that fighter yet. And there he's got another Invis 2 cast. He's nearly max evade on all 4 characters, so that should be fine. Chaos swings and misses, so it looks like where our evade is enough. The only way we're in trouble here is if Chaos happens to be nuclear swirl happy.
And Shadow Walker has not noticed that fast was not on the warrior, so you must think that Chaos is very tanky.
He's tempering up and attempting to get lock 2 off, so he must think his problem is the evasion, because he is trying to lock 2. That is 3 hits for 199.
The Upstarts are checking level 8 magic. I saw Bane in level 8, but
they must have decided that after the fiends that they saw Monday, they are more worried about their levels than they needed to be with the way these fiends have rolled. At least for Shadow Walker.
And there's Nuke.
Oh, there it is. The Nuke has shown up.
It's like one red mage is down, black mage is down, Cure Force go out. He's safe. He's got a red mage and
Shadow got very lucky.
And there's Nuclear.
Ow. He got very lucky.
Oh. So now he's down to one night,
here
one
it
K.
comes. It's the hold A and pray strats. 3 for 216. Chaos has gone to attacks, and that knight is evade capped. That's 455 more damage. 3 for 389. That's over 2,000 damage he's done to Chaos. Another 200 damage. 3 for 239. We're rolling up into the 150% range. Swirl from Chaos. He's going to have to burn his last Cure 4, and Chaos has still got the chance to roll around to the nuke and nuclear again.
Gregory Pup is just entering Temple of Fiends at about 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 45 seconds.
Here we go. The X-Cal's still swinging. Chaos is missing the Knight. Shadow Walker's got to be praying he does not roll any more spells.
Terminated!
There it is!
GG. Game 3 is coming soon, folks.
Wow, we now have a 1-1 series between the Upstarts and the Zodiac Braves. That is the Zodiac Braves defeating Chaos in a race bot time of 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 59 seconds. A phenomenal time for this flag set.
I'm going to go hop down and see if they want to come up.
All right, let's see if we can get them in here while we're watching the finish by the Upstarts here. Looks like Dengwu is still grabbing some more magic, getting himself ready with instant kill spells for those ever-famous Deng strats.
And we're joined here with Demon Frog and Shadow Walker of Zodiac Braves.
GG's, guys.
Hello.
So how are you guys feeling after that run?
Oh, man. Really, really good. We feel like 118 was really good time for the Elite 8 flags with as much of a difficulty bump.
That is a really good time. Falconic was saying it was a really fast time.
Yeah, we both kind of came in knowing, one game down. I think we both came in with a bit of a chip on our shoulder. And that has been the best that we've ever done in terms of splitting things up and communicating. And I'm getting this and you go there. It was awesome.
It seems like Excalibur didn't fail you tonight.
Nope, we had a lot of buff spells to pump into it, and I think that's the biggest difference between this match and Monday's match.
And that's what it came down to.
Yeah, I mean, a Silver Dagger will do it if you put enough tempers into it.
So,
are you guys starting to get worried about only having one ribbon there for a significant period of time?
Not with the Wall Sword. Wall Sword is a great backup.
Yeah, I saw that. I called it as. I said, all right, you're not guaranteed any ribbons on these flag sets. Wall Sword, you had a nuke shirt. There was the Ice 2 helmet. There was a Lit 3 something or other. I'd imagine.
Gauntlet, temper, hammer, like everything. Every castable item was just a total win.
Yeah. The item magic this seed rolled very polite.
You guys are welcome for that.
Thank you. It was a great seed. It was a fun match.
So, your opponents, the Upstarts, had entered Temple of Fiends while you were fighting Chaos.
Okay.
Nice.
They took a significantly longer grind than you guys did. You guys definitely looked like you were wanting to make sure that you went in and gave yourself the best chance to put down a really fast time after what happened to you guys Monday. So that was impressive diving there, Shadow.
Thank you.
He plays like a maniac. I didn't sit there and grind at all. The only time we grinded was, I think I pulled an adamant out of the ice cave, and there was a really squishy red D, and I said, all right, I'm going to sit here while you turn the adamant in. Once we know what the adamant is, I'll boogie out and figure out, we'll go from there.
That was the one place that made the major difference when the Upstarts found that red D tile. The one that was in Ice Cave actually ground it before clearing all the chests, which gave you guys a chance to overtake them very quickly. Shadow, I do have one question for you. Did you realize that your black mage put fast on your bottom red mage and not the fighter?
On which fight?
Chaos.
The Chaos fight.
Oh, are you kidding me? I should have been doing twice as much damage. Oops. Hey, sometimes you're in the zone and you just do.
So I noticed the fast go off, and I was like, I don't know if he realizes that was the wrong red-colored character.
I just assumed that Chaos had evasion. I mean, that wasn't an unreasonable assumption.
It is a very reasonable assumption.
Yeah, I saw you working on the lock and lock 2 strats after that, so I wondered if that was not the assumption you had made, but we all knew in the viewership that the fast had been misclicked.
Well,
Yeah.
I messed myself up by switching the fighter to slot 3 instead of slot 4 like I'd done for the last 2 fights. So he was in a different slot, and so when I went to cast fast first round, I guess I just slipped my mind.
Yeah, muscle memoried it.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll come out and say that the Upstarts had a significant lead on you guys. They had the floater well before you did, but that long grind they took really made them slow down, and it was enough time for you guys to overtake them with the find of the adamant.
It's really tricky in these co-op flag sets, trying to figure out at what point you are comfortable with a grind. And one of the things that kind of goes into my playstyle is I don't grind. If I am getting levels along the way, I will not stop to grind unless I hit a Topher that is a wall. And this Topher was dangerous, but we had plenty of tools in the toolkit to deal with it. And it was enough. I finished with just enough gas in the tank. I ran entirely out of Cure 4s on that Chaos fight. I used all my Invis 2s, as many locks as I could throw out. You never know.
Yeah. Gregory has pulled Tiamat in his finer, so we'll cut you guys off once he's past Tiamat.
Yep, he's taking it on, and that Masa is hitting nicely. That was 9 hits for, I believe that was 400 damage. That's 9 hits for another 300 damage. So yeah, that Masa is doing work. Apparently Tia did not roll a whole lot of evade there.
That's the second game in a row they found Massa and we didn't. We assumed it was a slab turn-in.
Yeah, it was.
It was actually multiple levels deep. It was the Ruby to get through the Titan, to find the slab, to translate the slab, to get the Masa in Lefane.
Yeah.
So it was a very convoluted dig.
Yeah, we never found Ruby either. So yeah, I mean that came up.
Tiamat is dead.
Yeah,
we don't have it. We're gonna go.
Yep, we were discussing that it was basically deja vu to Monday night, and we wondered what you guys were saying in your co-op room as you realized that you were doing almost the identical thing to Monday night.
Well, having there was like level 3 fast, level 1 temper, and a temper hammer. Like I said, a silver dagger will work if you have that much to throw into it. So I'll let you go for Gregory's chaos.
Yep,
Yeah,
here we
Gregory
go.
is pulling chaos right now.
He has moved his party around. His knight is in the bottom slot, and he is preparing to temper and fast up the knight.
And cast an Invis 2 on the White Wizard, and with the Ruse Gauntlet on Puff, the knight.
The Ruse Gauntlet on that knight will make getting evade capped very quick. And one Invis 2 actually saved the Black Wizard. The Black Wizard actually survived a hit from Chaos through the use of that one Invis 2.
Yeah, Invis 2 is very nice to have because it can save your run. And that top Black Wizard is out of tempers, so he has to switch to the second one to do that.
Right,
Heal 3 that Black Wizard is down, so he's not going to be getting as many tempers as he would like.
Right, but
Heal 3 comes out.
That was 7 hits for 318, so this knight looks like he's going to be able to handle it just so long as he doesn't see that nuclear without a chance to get Cure 4 off. That's going to be the question. Wow, 9 hits, 563. This is going to go quick now.
That Mazmoon doing work again, like it was on Monday night. The nuke shirt's doing work. The lit 3 gauntlets coming out. And 9 hits, 400 damage is what it looked like to me.
Yep, looks like we're doing just fine here.
I just had a moment of buffering, so I missed a little bit.
Yeah, the nuke shirt goes off for another 100 damage. That nuke shirt is not rolling very high. That's almost a min roll twice there. That's brutal. Oh, but there's a 338 from the nuke shirt.
621.
There comes the nuclear. The white mage is down. All right. Wow, 10 more hits.
Oh, and 42
damage.
Yeah.
The Lit 3 gauntlet for the kill. Not quite the Zap helmet, but the Lit 3 gauntlet pulls through. And we have the Upstarts completing the seed in 1 hour, 28, and 33 seconds. Let's get the GGs in chat for the Upstarts.
I'll go grab them.
All right. While Super Luigi's grabbing them, any thoughts that you guys had on the remainder of that seed before we get our runners up in here?
I felt it was pretty straightforward. Like I said, I feel like we haven't done that well on a seed before. So I was kind of surprised that we were that far behind on the floater, but we made it up. So
yeah. Gregley definitely made a very early play up to that Mirage Tower, which led him into that Oxy.
Oh, that's right.
Smart.
Yeah, that was a very early play there.
We forgot about the chime for a little bit.
Yeah,
like, where did we miss? And Shadow was on his way to get the nuke shirt. Like, all right, I'm going to do that, and we'll figure it out. And he said, chime, I got to go right back up.
Yep, that was the play that put him in the lead, but the grind later delayed that adamant. Gregley Puff, what happened?
I figured I needed levels. I mean, after the last battle, I knew I would, with the way the 250 clamped goes, levels. Probably should have stopped earlier than I did, which was fine. It is what it is.
I was a little surprised, Gregley, that you didn't go ahead and clear the rest of the chests out and then take the grind. Was there a reason? Did you expect to have Dengwu find Kraken and just be done so you could just have taken the grind ahead of time? Was that just preemptive?
No, we had miscounted our our loose items. We thought we had already found everything.
Oh.
And then that's when we were like, where is Adamant? Why don't we have the rod yet? And then by that time I was already midway through my grind. And I was just like, I'm just going to take the levels. And then luckily found the Adamant there.
Yep. That would do it.
I want to say it was the same. I think the last time, wasn't it a Red D or a Frosty grind that was good last time?
Yeah, it was a Red D this time. Yeah. It was pretty good. I think that even then, though, you guys beat us by 10 minutes. Even if I had cleared through that, you guys were still well ahead of that.
And Dengwu has given us a show here with Chaos. But
Dengwu's a better man than me.
Chaos wakes up with the early nuclear for Dengwu, though. Gregley, the very early play to Mirage, was that just based on the fact that the chime showed up and you knew that was a possibility just to take that chance to give yourself a risky play, or was there specific intent behind that?
There was definitely specific intent. I was telling Dengwu to clear, it's all about divide and conquer, in my opinion. He was up doing Earth and Titans East, and I said, I'm going to sell south to Onrak and Mirage, and, Onrak led to whatever, and then I was like, all right, I'm heading over to Mirage, and then I found that the Oxiel was there, and I was like, you head back up to Matoya's Cave, which is where Onrak is. I'm going to sell all my stuff off so I can buy this Oxiel, and it ended up working out.
It was definitely a great play there. Gave you that floater and got you in the air very quickly.
Yeah, at one point, the Upstarts had 3 orbs, the Zodiac Braves 1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That Kraken hidden really, really messed us up, because I know we lost a lot of time trying to find that adamant. Because you probably noticed I was searching everywhere else except for where that ice cave was, that Gregley was right there. I said, no, we don't need to go there. And, well, he needed to go there.
Yeah, that was definitely what looked like it. It really flipped the seed on its ear, because you guys were up 3 orbs to 1, and then when they got caught back up, they took Kraken and Carry down within 30 seconds of each other to roll back over the rest of the seed right after they'd found that adamant.
Yeah, what are the odds? I mean, the adamant could have been anywhere. It could have been any of the places he was checking. I mean, definitely what you said. I should have probably cleared the whole place out before deciding to go on ahead and grind. That way he could have done the adamant turn in, did the rod thing, maybe fought Kraken on his own, and then I could have had the levels to go do Topher. But still, I mean, we were still that many minutes behind. So who knows?
Well, there's always next time.
Just
Yep.
a rough find. We will have Game 3 for you guys coming up as soon as you guys get it scheduled. We're looking forward to that. We do have tomorrow, folks. Remember that we've got the final game of the first round. We do have the Game 3 scheduled between the team of my co-commentators, Super Luigi and Sledge. They are Super Sledge against the team Ordeals with it. That will be tomorrow night.
I'm coming for them. And Kraken 2's not going to stop me this time.
I don't know how many tempers Dengwu's done, but even with all those tempers, he still hit for 855.
Oh, there's a good hit.
There's 11 hits for 1100. I think he's well tempered.
Oh yeah, he's been tempering this entire time we've been talking. It's been crazy.
I just wanted to give the fans entertainment.
Yeah, well, Chaos did roll nearly 230%, I believe, because I think it was like 4,100 damage it took to kill him. So yeah, it was definitely necessary.
GG Dane, on the good show. Good after show.
Hey, you know,
was that the curtain call? I didn't realize we were having those. All right. Well,
we had a good game tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed. I enjoyed commentating. I got very excited. My throat is very dry.
All right. I would like to thank Randomania for keeping us on here. Shadow and Demon, do you have any thoughts as we head into Game 3 tied 1-1 to see who moves on to the semifinals of this tournament?
I'm just looking forward to Game 3. I think it'll be a great match. It's been fun playing to you guys.
Yeah, Falconic has some stats for us in chat.
Think you can find the Mosmune this for one match, Damon?
I'm hoping, man. We've been trying. We found opal bracelets and nuke shirts and everything else you could think of incentivized, just not the damn Mazmoon.
Did you hear where it was from?
Yeah, like Ruby turn into Slab. We knew it was locked behind Slab, but we're not digging our Slab out.
We knew we had the advantage when we got it, because we're like, there's no way they're gonna check Ruby. And then it was just we got bogged down in that one spot that, cost us a lot of time, but at the same time we grinded, and you guys, I was like, they've already done an info dive. I guarantee it.
Yeah, they did. I believe it was Demon Frog did a little bit of a grind while Shadow Walker was going around and killing fiends.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. It was a small grind for Demon Frog.
Yeah, we grind a little too much, probably.
Yeah, those metal slimes were just so tempting, though. I saw you go back for even a second chunk of them just to make sure. So, yeah, that was a tempting grind, and that red D was so weak it made a very good grind. Okay, so, Gregley and Dengwu, do we have any final thoughts heading into scheduling Game 3 to find out who moves on?
Go ahead, Deng.
When you think you're ahead, try not to grind too much, and as I've kind of learned from Shadow Walker, might as well just do an info dive if you can. Just go in and do it, because that cost us. Because we felt that we were ahead, and, we probably were, but then we just tossed it away real quick. So that's my final thoughts on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say definitely watch this back. It was highly entertaining.
Yep. Well, yeah, I mean, GG's to Shadow Walker and Demon Frog. I look forward to Game 3. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Thank you, Hyra Fellows, Super Luigi, for doing comms. Of course, I can never remember the tracker dude's name. Kitchen Fink.
Ah, yes,
Kitchen
our
Sink.
wonderful tracker tonight, Kitchen Fink. Yeah.
Kitchen Fink, that's right. And Minochi for doing the restreaming, of course, Randomania for having us, and everybody out there that was watching us. So, Game 3 will happen at some point. We will see you then.
All right, Super Luigi, any final thoughts before you go off to get your rest ahead of your Game 3 important match tomorrow night on Randomania?
Well, I'm definitely excited for tomorrow, but for the final thoughts for tonight, it was a very good race to watch. You guys did a heck of a good show. I enjoyed commentating. I'd like to shout out to Chat for being awesome as always. And I believe that's my final thoughts.
All right. Thank you very much, Super Luigi. I'd like to thank Kitchen Finks for keeping us up to date on all of our tracking needs, Minochi for taking care of our streaming to our wonderful Randomania channels. I am Hyra Fellows, and we will see you the next time for another Dungeon-tastic Randomania seed.